Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our special coverage on the latest developments on the ground concerning the regional and international stories today. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi continued his visit to Norway, the second leg of President el-Sisi's European tour that took him first to Denmark and also includes a visit to Ireland. President el-Sisi met Norwegian King Harvard V, Norwegian Prime Minister, speaking of the Parliament and members of Foreign Affairs and Defense Committee. We have more in the following report.
President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi extended invitation on Monday to Norway's King Harald V to visit Egypt and participate in the Grand Egyptian Museum's inauguration. This came during President el-Sisi's meeting with Norway's King as part of the historic visit to Oslo. The King showed his country's appreciation to the vital role of Egypt in Africa and the Middle East. The President was received by Norway's King Harald V at the Royal Palace in Oslo. President el-Sisi also visited the Norwegian Parliament headquarters and met the Parliament Speaker and the members of the Foreign Affairs and the Defense Committee. A red carpet reception ceremony was held for President el-Sisi to welcome the first visit by an Egyptian president to the northern European country. Earlier on Monday, the President held talks with the Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Støre at the governmental premises in Oslo. President el-Sisi's meeting with the Norwegian Prime Minister was followed by the signing ceremony of several cooperation agreements between Egypt and Norway. Both the President and the Norwegian head of government witnessed the ceremony where several memos of understanding on the mutual cooperation were signed in several domains. The signed agreements included a memorandum of understanding over investments between both countries that was signed by the Foreign Minister Bedr Abdulati and his Norwegian counterpart Espen Barth Eide. Extended talks were then held and joined by the delegations of the two countries. The visit is the second leg of President el-Sisi's European tour that took him first to Denmark and also includes a visit to Ireland.
And to shed more light about President el-Sisi's visit to Norway, we are very pleased to have with us over the phone Mr. Zakaria Othman, and he is a political analyst. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, how do you assess the importance of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's European tour?
First of all, let me say that this unprecedented trip that President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi takes or pays to three certain European countries, namely Denmark, Norway, and Ireland. Actually, this is an unprecedented visit paid by an Egyptian president to these three certain countries.
Yes.
From my point of view, I think that there is a very strong goal behind this visit. Everybody knows that these countries have strong economies, in addition to various fields like communication technology, advanced industries, technology, and so on. So the Egyptian president wanted to impart the experience of these three countries to Egypt, and he wants to relocate the advanced industries in Egypt. But let me say that for most among them, the Egyptian president wants to propose an unprecedented investment opportunities in Egypt, because everybody in the world knows that Egypt has recently carried out an unprecedented economic reform.
Yes.
That everybody witnesses. So the Egyptian president wants to attract European investments in the Egyptian economy, and from these three certain countries in particular.
Yes.
And that's why the Egyptian president made his way or paid visits to these three countries.
Okay. Sir, Sisi extended an invitation to Norway's king to visit Egypt and participate in the Grand Egyptian Museum's inauguration. How do you see this invitation?
Yes, as you know, one of the most important resource of the Egyptian national income is tourism. Do you agree?
Yeah.
The Egyptian president invited the Norwegian king to pay a visit to Egypt and to participate in the inauguration of the Grand Egyptian Museum, just to allow his own people to come in succession and to pay tourist visits to Egypt, because this is one of the main resources of the Egyptian national income.
Yes. Okay, sir, during his visit to Denmark and Norway, President Sisi has witnessed signing of a number of memos of understanding. How can these memos help boost Egyptian economy?
As you know, Egypt right now has a very integrated infrastructure. So, and Egypt is completely ready to receive any foreign investment. So signing a big number of memorandum of understanding between both countries, between Egypt on the one hand and each of these three countries on the other hand, will allow Egypt, as I have previously said, to relocate the advanced industries in Egypt. As you know, these three countries have high advanced technologies, especially in the field of industries. Yes. So we can take an advantage of what they have reached and accomplished. This is one point. In addition to that, we can take an advantage also of their own unprecedented experience in many different fields, like the field of drug industries, medication industry, communication, and so on.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Zakaria Othman, political analyst, thank you very much for joining us on Nile TV. And moving to Germany, Germany said on Monday it would judge the Syrian group that spearheaded the offensive to oust President Bashar al-Assad by actions it takes in government. German Foreign Minister spokesperson Sebastian Fischer told a regular press conference that Hayat Tahrir al-Sham would certainly play a role in the future of Syria. Let's watch.
European leaders have hailed the end of Bashar al-Assad's brutal rule in Syria as a moment of hope, but they also view his sudden toppling as fraught with dangers. As the war-torn country charts a new course, Europe is anxious to avoid fresh turmoil that could send migrants and once again heading to the continent. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen wrote on X that this historic change in the region offers opportunities but is not without risks. For now, still just hours after the end of more than 5 decades of domination by the al-Assad family, some initial signs appear promising. As jubilant Syrians celebrated what they prayed would be the end of over 13 years of civil war, streams of refugees headed back home across the border from neighboring countries. Meanwhile, the armed factions who swept into Damascus after a lightning advance have vowed to maintain the state institutions, restore order and protect all the citizens. But it is still very early days for those yearning to heal the festering wound in the heart of the Middle East. There are profound suspicions about the Syrian new would-be leaders.